Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Chilltown Hoops. I'm your host, Jermaine. The youngsters call me OG. My friends call me J-Dub. Let's get it. So where do I start? It was obvious last night that the Clippers were missing something. With everything that they were doing and how hard that they were playing, they were obviously missing something. And Phoenix had what they were missing. And it wasn't just Chris Paul, it was the difference. And that's what the Clippers didn't have. It reminds me of in the 1993-94 Eastern Conference semifinals when I'm watching the Knicks and the Bulls go at it. And the Bulls are giving up. They're giving up the best fight that they can. But it's obvious that they're missing something. And we all knew what they were missing, which is why they didn't advance. Well, the same thing happened last night with the Clippers. They were missing something, and that's what killed them. Paul George is a phenomenal talent. He just wasn't enough. All five of their starters, in terms of plus minus, were minus 10 minimum. They didn't get much from Reggie Jackson. They didn't get much from Paul George. They didn't get much from any of those guys. I mean, Boogie Cousins played 14 minutes. He had 1 rebound. They were missing that one thing. And we know that we can't make excuses for teams. Because this has been the playoffs of being able to avoid the injury bug. Who can hold up the longest? Every team in the playoffs got bit by the injury bug. Who can withstand it? The Lakers got bit by the injury bug. They couldn't hold up. Milwaukee got bit by the injury bug. We'll see if they can hold up. The Clippers got bit by the injury bug. They couldn't hold up. Phoenix got bit by the injury bug. So far, they've been able to hold up. And that's been huge. Because this hasn't really been about playing more than it's been about just being able to hold up. Because even with Phoenix being the most complete team in the playoffs right now, I don't know if we're talking about them if Anthony Davis was able to be healthy. I don't know if we're talking about them right now. But that's part of the game. Your availability is your best ability. And if you can hold up, you have just as good a shot as anybody. I think the Clippers were on their heels the entire night. I think Phoenix matched. In fact, they surpassed that intensity. They weren't going to get caught the same way they got caught in Game 5. They were not coming out that way. In fact, they came out a lot harder. They came out a lot tougher. They came out a lot crisper. And I think that was largely due to Chris Paul. Him getting them going and getting them going early. Getting getting DeAndre Ayton going early. Getting Devin Booker, who didn't have a great shooting night. He was 10 for 26, something like that. 22 points. But he helped them in a lot of other ways. He had 7 boards at the 2-guard spot. That's big. And 4 assists. Yeah, that was big for him. Cameron Payne coming in and giving them big minutes. Craig coming in and giving them big minutes on the defensive end. He did a really good job on Paul George. I thought he did a really good job on Paul George and keeping him away from the basket, keeping the ball away from him. Paul George only took 16 shots last night. So he made it really difficult on him. But that defense for the Phoenix Suns as a whole, they did a good job making it difficult on the Clippers. So the question now is what do you do in Clipperland? Are we running this back? Are we making some significant changes? Are we just tweaking our roster? Because it's obvious that we're not that far away. You know, our best player, I mean, they did advance from last year. This is the first time they were in the conference semifinals last year. This year they're in the Western Conference final, and our best player got hurt. So what do the Clippers do to ensure that they have a better opportunity next year? Well, Terrence Mann's going to cost a lot. Absolutely. What are we doing with Reggie Jackson? But the top priority is Leonard. What's the story with Leonard? Is he going to come back? I'm having a hard time believing that he would go anywhere else and have a better opportunity than what he has right now. I mean, like I said, he was the difference in how their season ended. He was the difference. If he was out there, I'm not going to say that Phoenix wins. I'm not going to say that the Clippers win. I think that thing would have looked a lot different, though. And I would have liked to have seen him healthy. But this is what these playoffs are. These playoffs are about if you can hold up. Your game will speak for itself. Can you hold up? And if you can hold up, you have just as good an opportunity as anybody. I mean, I'm pretty sure if I asked you, I don't know, 6 months ago, I'll take a bet. Here go $200. I got the Phoenix Suns winning the NBA championship. I'm pretty sure you would have, not only would you have taken my $200, you would have doubled it. I see your $200 and I'll raise you $200. So this playoffs has definitely been about that, and I think it's going to continue to be about that. Chris Paul has been phenomenal when he's healthy. He had 19 points in the fourth quarter. Do you ever expect Chris Paul to go off like that? I mean, I've seen him in big games and I've seen him make big plays, but in a clincher like last night, to go for almost 20 in the fourth and to basically be the difference and ice them, that was impressive. That was absolutely impressive. And I'm looking forward to seeing how he holds up in the finals, and if he can hold up. If he can hold up in the finals. And if he can hold up, they got a great shot at winning the NBA championship. They have an excellent shot at winning the NBA championship. Now, this thing has become a little bit more different for the Milwaukee Bucks because I think Giannis is done for the playoffs. What I'm extremely happy about is there's no structural damage, no tears, nothing to that nature. That's great. And the reason why that's great, not just because of the playoffs this year, but he doesn't have to sit out next season. He gets to play. He doesn't get to lose a season. So that's big from that standpoint. However, when we're talking about right now, Atlanta's getting their best playmaker and scorer back. So they should have the advantage in this series. They absolutely should. With John Collins running the floor the way he does, the way they rebound him. Because losing Giannis, you taking 30 and 14 off the board. You taking my best defensive player, my best perimeter defensive player, my best interior defensive player off the board. You taking my best rebounder off the board. You taking my best scorer off the board. That's huge. That means that other players who aren't used to making up for that means other players who aren't used to playing at that level now have to make up for that. That doesn't include surpassing it. They have to make up for that just for us to compete. That's going to be a tall task for them, man. That's going to be a real tall task for them. I expect Atlanta to come out tonight with Trey having an extra 2 days of rest. And today is Thursday. He went down on Sunday. So I expect him to be ready tonight. And I expect big things from Atlanta. I expect big things from Atlanta, and I wouldn't be surprised if they went back to Milwaukee on Saturday and closed this thing out. That wouldn't surprise me one bit. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around the idea of the Atlanta Hawks winning the NBA championship. How incredible that sounds. I mean, just when I just talked to you earlier about, I'll give you, I put $200 on the table. I got the Phoenix Suns going to the NBA championship. Well, I got $500 in December, and I'm putting my 500 on Atlanta to win the NBA championship. I'll see your 500 and I'll raise you 1,000. But they've got the ingredients, man. And the ingredients for them, or they've got the formula. And the formula for them is health. Trey is going to be back. He's going to be ready to go tonight. And as long as he can hold up, they have just as good a shot as Phoenix. Because everything that Phoenix has, they have it. I think that the one thing that they're missing is the experience. Even though Chris Paul's never been to the finals, Trae Young has never been to the finals, but Chris Paul is a 16-year vet who's been in the playoffs. And life's best teacher is experience. So I'm never going to learn unless I get out there. So with Trae and Atlanta having this push toward the playoffs, I look forward to seeing them in the finals. I think that they're going to the finals, and I look forward to seeing them against Phoenix in the finals. So it should be fun. It should absolutely be fun. So, alrighty, guys, I'll be back in the morning, and we'll talk some more. Great to talk to you guys.